Hey guys, welcome to the channel. I'm Don, this is Rockin' the Country, and I have an action-packed gift request today in a social context. Terry Wood made a gift for me to do a reaction to Terri Clark. So we got the Terrys in the house, but Terry Wood sent me this hat 4 years ago or so, along with several other hats. Terry also sent me this Canada mug right here, and because he's up in Calgary? That's a new one, Terry. Alberta, Calgary, Canada. So, Terry, thank you for the gift for this one, as well as this, and some other things that you've sent me, and for your beautiful commentary, your just uplifting spirit, your kind words to everybody in the comment section that you leave. It's just very welcome. And some folks I know I have to be on guard with, depending on their nature and the types of comments they might leave and stuff. But I never feel that way about you. So thank you for that part of it, that addition to my life. But this is the song, The One. I don't know it, but here's the other action-packed part of this thing. Terry Wood saw Terri Clark last night, yesterday. So this is funny because George Woodruff is George Jones's worldwide #1 fan, and every time I do a reaction to George Jones that George Woodruff requested, I always have to call George Woodruff GW, so it's not confusing. And in this one, I might have to call you TW, Terry, so it's not confusing as far as who said what, because Terri Clark and I have never interacted with one another as far as I know, unless she goes by an alias. All right, let's see what we've got here. I hope the concert was a blast. I'm sure you'll leave some comments to that effect, Terry. Here we go. Pretty beginning.
I walk by, they always start with bless her heart.
Oh.
She's still single and that's such an empty life. She must not be looking all that hard. They've all got their stories, why I'm still alone. But the only truth that matters is my own.
Yeah.
I want fireworks to paint the sky, a kiss to burn my lips. I want to feel a touch that pounds my heart down to my fingertips. And 20 years from now, it still won't be as good as it will get. It might be
nice.
a lot to ask for, but I won't take any less. Just because I won't settle don't mean I won't settle down. I don't mean a love that I can't live with. I want the one I can't live without.
I like that line.
Mama's always getting on me. She says I don't give anyone a chance. But if I can't feel the music when somebody holds me, how am I supposed to dance?
Yeah.
There might be a few more lonely nights, but I'm not keeping score. It's worth the wait for what I'm waiting for. Fireworks to paint the sky, a kiss to burn my lips. I want to feel the touch that pounds my heart down to my fingertips. 20 years from now, it still won't be as good as it will get. It might be a lot to ask for, but
It is.
I won't take any less.
Go with it.
Just because I won't settle don't mean I won't settle down. I don't need a love that I can live with. I want the one I can't live without.
They're not mutually exclusive, but I know what she's saying. before I don't want to lose this, there is a place for extremism. And whether we think there's a place for it or not, it exists. And we could get into social constructs and how we define them and bring in the philosophical implications of these various interpretations. But some people have this. They know that there's this higher ideal, and that's what they get their sights set on. Now, there's going to be a lot of disappointment along the way, because when you have those, and maybe she goes on a date in the context of this song, and the dude's just not all of that, or he kind of might be that, and then 2 days later she's not feeling it, or whatever. There's going to be disappointment when you set your expectations very high, but you have to set the expectations high of yourself too, about what you bring to the table. It can't just be, and I see this today, TikTok is full of people who are like, I'm a 10 and I deserve all of this and that. And you look at them and you're like, you're not even in shape. You just think you deserve all this stuff, but you're not bringing much to the table at all. You can't just say you're bringing something to the table. You actually have to. So it kind of goes both ways. But people who are sort of extremists in a way, like they want the highest value they can get. Like they want, she wants to feel the fireworks. She wants to feel the burning lips. She wants it to be better in 20 years than it is now. You have to really think that through, not just conceptually that you want it better. You have to think through what that would look like, because relationships change. And I don't mean negatively. I just mean the way they grow, the way they do change, habits, mannerisms, and such. It can get better, but it'll be better in a way that you can't see today. Because right now you want the physical part of it. That's what the song is: the fireworks, the lips, the this, the that. But then once you've experienced that for months and years, let's say, there's a different type of satisfaction gained from having a stability in life. And that is something that some people shun. They don't like the notion of having stability. They want the firework. So there's a lot to be said about this song, obviously. And Terri Clark, who's also a Canadian artist, right up there with Terry Wood, is bringing some of it to the table. Let's see. She wants to settle up, not down. Yeah. Yeah. Well, TW, I'm guessing that you had a blast at the concert. Having been a philosophy major, of course, my mind went to Plato. Had this place called the world of the forms, where these archetypes of perfection exist. They're up there in the ether. Literally, it was conceptualized as the ether. And the lightest weight material was out there, and then down into the center of the earth and all this kind of stuff. And that's where we get like air, earth, water, the differences. But these were these were ideas that were parsed out with the Greek philosophers, in the 3rd and 4th and even 5th centuries BC, with Socrates, Aristotle, Plato. But Plato had a place where these archetypes exist of perfection. There were these ideas of perfect justice. There's a perfect square, a perfect dog, a perfect chair, a perfect whatever. And we couldn't access them due to our human limitations, but if we contemplated them and what they were, we could get closer to attaining those things. So it wasn't Gnosticism, where the Gnostics thought it was just sort of in us to know, where Plato was more, you've got to think about it. And that's like, I hear this song and she's like, this is what I want. This is the ideal. This is my idea of perfection in a relationship, in the man that I want, that it's even better 20 years from now than it is now. And I love having those ideas. But it isn't enough just to have those dreams and visions and in the form of a statement of this is what I want. It's then, all right, now do the work. What is that going to look like? How are you going to have to change along the way to accept what might be that perfection, but it might come in a different form than what you're presently thinking or even could even be aware of? So TW, man, you got me going as good as anybody did in this one. And Canadians can do those. Canucks can certainly do those sorts of things. I have a number of friends from Canada, and all of them are bright. And I'm not saying all Canadians are bright, because that's impossible. All of anything is not bright. But it just so happens to be a predominant, most of the ones I know are. So, all right, I'm going to rate this one. And the number that bounced into my head was a 9.1. You guys really select songs that not only get me going, but are fun to listen to as well. I mean, in some ways, this was a simple song. Lyrically, though, there were some really nice turns of phrases in here. So we're going to go with it. All right, Terry, I look forward to hearing TW. I look forward to hearing your comments. All right, guys, have a great day. See you on another video and keep rocking the country.
I don't need a love that I can't live with. I want the one I can't live without.